Every NFL season begins with a familiar illusion, the illusion that the powers who ruled last year will rule again. We convince ourselves that the same contenders will rise, the same legends will lead, and the same cities will prepare for another January run. But the truth, as history never fails to remind us, is that change is the only constant in this league. Since 1990, the NFL has made a tradition of upheaval. Teams once seen as untouchable crumble. Underdogs become conference champions. And every year, like clockwork, new blood enters the playoff picture. At least 4 new playoff teams have broken through every single season. Sometimes more. In 2022, 8 teams flipped the script. Last year, the transformation was more subtle, only 4 newcomers entered the postseason battlefield. And now, here we are. The summer of 2025. Training camps have swung open. Rosters are being carved, ambitions are being spoken out loud, and analysts are already drawing their playoff brackets on paper still warm from the printer. But in a league that punishes assumptions, which of last year's playoff teams are truly built to run it back? Which franchises stand on firm ground? And which are teetering on the edge of collapse, masked only by past success? Let us begin where dominance demands recognition, in Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills are no longer chasing legitimacy. They own it. They've claimed it through heartbreak, through resilience, and through an iron grip on the AFC East that refuses to loosen. This is not a fluke. It's not a hot streak. It's a reign. 5 straight division titles. 5 years of double-digit wins. And in 2024, a flex of supremacy that saw them clinch the division with 5 weeks still remaining on the calendar. That's not just control, that's command. Josh Allen leads the charge once more. No quarterback in the league combines power, flair, and reckless magic quite like him. He's a battering ram in a quarterback's body, a cannon-wielding improviser whose highs are dizzying and whose lows have steadily diminished with each passing season. Around him stands a cast that knows how to win. A core built not just for regular season fireworks, but for late January warfare. Names like Stephon Diggs, James Cook, and Dalton Kincaid dot the stat sheet. But what defines Buffalo is not one star. It's continuity, cohesion, confidence earned through bruises. They don't fear the postseason anymore, they expect it. And while the Super Bowl has remained agonizingly out of reach, the road to the playoffs, that's still Buffalo's domain. Their division remains soft beneath them. The Dolphins tease promise but lack consistency. The Jets hope, but hope alone doesn't protect quarterbacks or fix offensive lines. And the Patriots, a shadow of their former dynasty, were lost in the fog of a rebuild. That gap gives Buffalo something rare in today's NFL, margin for error. They can stumble and still rise. They can falter and still finish. They are built, not just to win, but to survive. And that matters in a league where survival is often the first step toward glory. But with each passing year, pressure builds. The window doesn't stay open forever. And in Buffalo, the clock ticks louder than ever. Still, as camps open and pads begin to pop, the Bills sit atop this list for a reason. Because returning to the playoffs isn't just their expectation, it's their identity. They are not here to prove they belong. They are here to prove they can finish. Other contenders look up, envy the stability, the returning staff, the culture of resilience. Because those elements, often dismissed as intangibles, are the very bones of a playoff-bound team. Buffalo has them all. They have climbed the ladder, tasted the heartbreak, and refused to break. And while challengers will rise, injuries will come, and chaos will strike, the Bills remain built for it. They've weathered the storms before. They'll do it again. So yes, when we ask ourselves who's most likely to return to the postseason in 2025, one answer rises above the rest. Buffalo. Because every team dreams of a dynasty. But the Bills are building one, quietly, painfully, relentlessly. And that, in a league of constant change, is something rare. Something powerful. Something built to last.